How can I, 38F, get my husband, 40M, to co-parent our kids again after I overruled his discipline? I created this account specifically for the issue I'm having with my husband. First, let me clarify our family situation. My oldest son is in his final year of high school, and he's not my husband's biological son. My husband and I have been married for 14 years and have 2 other beautiful children together. My oldest son's father isn't in the picture, so my husband has taken on the role of dad in every way. He loves and cares for all the kids equally, and I've never noticed any favoritism. 2 weeks ago, while my husband and I were driving home on the highway, a car sped past us. My husband asked if it was our son because it looked exactly like the car we bought him. My husband sped up to catch up to the car, and I think we were doing around 95 miles per hour when we got close. Don't quote me on the speed, but I remember my husband saying, "Why is he driving 90? Anyway, it was our son behind the wheel, and he was on his phone while speeding through traffic. I think he was texting because we could clearly see both his hands busy with his phone from the opposite lane. I wanted my husband to honk, but he said that might startle him and cause an accident. When we got home, we parked behind my son. My husband walked into the living room, held out his hand, and said, 'Give me the keys.' My son asked why, and my husband raised his voice, saying, 'Give me the keys now.' When my son handed over the keys, my husband grabbed them and told him he wasn't allowed to drive the car anymore, then left the room. Later, my son asked what was going on, and I explained that we saw him speeding and on his phone. He looked shocked and couldn't say much. About an hour later, I heard my husband yell from the kitchen, 'I don't care about your job or school. You can walk, take the bike, or the bus. You're not driving that car again.' Apparently, my son had gone to him and apologized, asking for the keys back because he needed to get to work. A week ago, my son came to me, apologizing again and asking for the keys because it was raining and he needed to get to work. I relented and gave him the keys. When my husband came home, he immediately asked where the car was. I told him I gave the keys back to our son so he could get to work in the rain. My husband reminded me, 'I told you he wasn't allowed to drive, no matter what.' I explained that my son had apologized and promised it wouldn't happen again. My husband cut me off and said, 'An apology won't prevent an accident or bring him, or anyone else, back from the dead.' He then reminded me that we both paid for the car, and I also have a say in what happens to it. He then looked at me and said, 'Fine. From now on, all parenting decisions are yours. You're the authority now, so everything is on your shoulders.' Since then, my husband has refused to discipline our son or our other children. Anytime they ask him for something, he just says, 'Go ask your mother.' Our kids are taking advantage of the situation, and he simply ignores any mess they make. When I asked him why he didn't stop our younger child from drawing on the walls, he shrugged and walked away. I've tried to talk to him, but he says, 'You got what you wanted. No matter what I do, you seem to be the one in charge of the decisions, so now you can handle it.' And then he walks off. What should I do? How can I get him to help with parenting again? I'm exhausted, and the kids don't listen to me the way they listen to him. But now, he's letting them do whatever they want. Edit. I messed up the title. I'm exhausted and can't handle everything on my own anymore.